Well, hope you all had a great weekend. Can't wait to hear about it. Talk story time. Just do me a quick favor. Yep, some of you are already doing it. Put your name in the chat. You guys know the drill. Thank you. Thank you. Helps me take attendance. All right. Small group of us today, but that's okay. It's going to be lots of fun. All right. So today's health corner is all about getting sick and how to handle it. As you guys know from our health corner a few weeks ago, flu season is upon us. I hope you all got your flu shot or got a schedule for a flu shot. Super important stuff. But before we jump into today's topic, I want to hear all about what you guys did for your healthy habit challenge. What kind of food did you incorporate into your diet that had lots of vitamins in it? Does anyone want to share? Any food? What kind of food did we talk about last week? You can unmute or you can type it in the chat. Up to you. Let's hear about what different food you had that had different vitamins in it. No one wants to share today?
I'll share. I had broccoli.
That's great, Ian. That's awesome. Broccoli's a superfood. It has lots of different vitamins in it. Thanks for sharing that. That's awesome. Super good pick. Get a lot of bang for your buck with broccoli. Lots of good stuff in it. Gilbert, you had tomatoes and lettuce. Excellent. Those are awesome foods that have lots of vitamins in them, huh? Great. All right. All right. Anybody else? Last call. Yeah, Kailani. Go ahead. You might have to unmute. Sorry. I can't hear you. I don't know.
Carrot?
You had carrots?
Yes.
Great. Amazing. Really good for your eyes, huh? Nikki Wayne, you had tomato salad. Yum. Awesome. Awesome, you guys. Great. I'm glad you are incorporating all those great foods that have all those great vitamins. Hopefully they will help keep us healthy this flu season. And let's get started on today's topic. So we're going to be talking about how to handle getting sick. It's no fun to be sick, but there's a few different things that we can do that hopefully can make it a little bit better. All right. So my first question to you all is, what causes us to get sick? Does anyone know or want to take a guess? We've talked about it in Health Corner relatively recently. What makes us get sick? We talked about it. Let's see. Sneezing. Yes, Kyle, we sneeze when we're sick. Yes, Seth, the weather could certainly play a role in it. Yeah, Ian, COVID can certainly get us sick. The word I'm thinking of starts with a B. Kailani, yes, the flu. Anyone know a word that we talked about it in a health corner recently? Relatively recently. Yeah, Nikki Wade, vaccines are a great way to prevent us from getting sick. No one remembers? That's okay. Tiny microscopic organisms called bacteria is the word I was looking for, but some of you are absolutely right. So Ian, you said COVID, Kailani said the flu. Those are viruses and they also cause us to get sick, right? Some bacteria and viruses can make us feel super, super sick. They will infect our bodies and our immune system has to work really hard to make us feel better. Okay, but they're super tiny, right? So sometimes we can't see them. And that's how they get us. Do all bacteria and viruses make us sick? What do you guys think? Does every single one make us sick? I see some of you shaking your heads. Yeah, so no, not all bacteria and viruses will make us sick. Many bacteria are actually probiotic, meaning that they help us. Does anyone remember how good bacteria help us? So what do good bacteria do for us? Let's think about our health corner all the way back. Yeah, Kyle, that's exactly right. Some bacteria kill other germs, right? They help protect us in that way. Who can think of another way that bacteria help us? It's okay if you don't remember. If you want to take a guess, that's totally okay too. Let's see. Helps our immune system, Seth. That's exactly right. So these are all or some of the ways that bacteria help us. They help our immune system. They protect us from other harmful bacteria, like Kyle said. They will help us, they aid us in digestion and they help us absorb nutrients. Super important. So when we eat our food, right, there's lots of good bacteria in our gut that helps us break down that food and get all the nutrients from it. So super important stuff. Can we do anything to prevent sickness? Yes, there are several best practices that we can do to keep those germs from getting us sick. These things are what we like to call hygiene, and they can keep us safe, especially during flu season and as the weather gets colder. Does anyone remember any ways to prevent sickness? Yeah, Kailani, exactly right. Washing our hands. That's great. That's a perfect way to do that, right? Super important. How else can we prevent sickness? It's okay if you don't know, you can take a guess. Yeah, Kyle, exactly. Vaccines are a great way. Yeah, Kailani, do you want to share?
Maybe cover your mouth.
Yeah, that's great. Covering your mouth when you sneeze or cough, that's a super important thing to do to keep those around you safe, especially if you aren't feeling well. There's lots of different great ways. Seth, you don't have any answers. That's okay. There are lots of great ways to prevent sickness, both for ourselves and for others, right? So you covered a good amount of them, but we're going to cover a few more. If we do get sick, can we help our immune system fight sickness? Yes, there are plenty of ways to help boost our immune system and help our bodies heal. Keep in mind, though, that these aren't magic cures. So if we do these things, it doesn't mean that we're suddenly going to feel 100% better. But in many cases, they can help us feel better sooner. Super important because we don't want to feel sick. That's yucky, right? Remember, too, that sometimes we can do everything right? We can wash our hands every day. We can drink lots of water. We can exercise. We can do all the things and we will still get sick. And that's okay. It happens. Remember that it won't last forever. You'll be feeling better soon. All right, so let's talk about a few best practices to handle getting sick. This little dog has a little ice pack on his head. Maybe he has a fever. All right, so number one is to stay home, isolate from others, and rest. I think a lot of us learned this during COVID, but it is super important that when we are sick, rest is extra important so that our bodies can focus on healing, right? And if we aren't feeling well, we should take it easy and rest if we are able. Gilbert, do you have a question or something you'd like to share?
Yes, I have a question. So how do I not getting sick?
Well, Gilbert, there's lots of different things you can do, right? Some of us, we talked about a few of them. So we can wash our hands frequently. We can do lots of things. We're going to talk about it. That's a great question.
Yep, I'm gonna do wash
about
hands, leave 20 seconds.
Excellent. Excellent. Yes, whoever said that, masks are really important too. We're going to talk about those as well. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
All right. So staying at home when we are sick, if we do get sick, staying at home and isolating from others helps protect those around us, right? If we aren't feeling well, we don't want to be spreading our yucky germs everywhere. Sharing is caring, but not when it comes to sickness. The best way to keep those people safe is to stay home and rest, because if we're not feeling well, we need to let our bodies do their thing and heal too. Our second tip is to hydrate and humidify. Does everyone know what humidify means? It's okay if you don't. Humidify is kind of like, if you think about steam, how it kind of clears your sinuses. If you've ever like breathed in over a bowl of hot soup, it helps with mucus. So if you're coughing a lot or if you have a really stuffy nose, that's why we want to drink like a hot tea or some hot soup. It'll help break down that mucus. Yeah, exactly, you guys. Water, drink plenty of water, super important. So it is extra important to stay hydrated when we are not feeling well. When we are sick, we might be at home resting, which is a great thing to do, right? But when we're resting, we're not going to be as active as we usually are. And so that change in routine might make us forget to hydrate. But getting enough fluids is essential to helping us heal. So super important. Yeah, you guys, the chat looks great. Drink plenty of water, eating some soup, yeah, more vegetables. Perfect. Exactly right. So when we're sick, we could try having some hot tea, like I said, to humidify, break down that mucus, help get warm us up too, make us feel a little bit better, or a coconut water for some electrolytes and vitamins to help boost our immune system. So that's tip number 2, or best practice number 2. The third best practice is to treat your symptoms. Being sick is no fun, and it's important to consider taking medication or doing treatments that might alleviate the discomfort from your symptoms. For example, if you have a fever, you can try taking some ibuprofen or Tylenol, or if you have a cough, take some cough medicine or a throat lozenge. We never want too much of anything, but when we aren't feeling well, we shouldn't be afraid to take medication that might make us feel a little bit better. Yeah, Kyle, exactly. Cough drops are a great way. If you have a cough, it might help soothe the sore throat. Anything that will sort of help you feel a little bit better. Super important. Number 4, prioritize eating whole foods. We've talked about this so much, you guys, right? Why do we want to eat whole foods? What do whole foods provide us with? Anyone? Anyone? What do they provide us with? Yeah, Ian, nutrients, exactly right. Kyle, calcium, yes, definitely. The answer is actually right here on the screen. So last week's health corner, we talked about vitamins, right? So exactly right. We get nutrients, we get vitamins, we get minerals, we get lots of good things from whole foods. Seth, can it be from your health metabolism? Yes, absolutely. Whole foods will also help your metabolism. But when we're sick, our metabolism might be a little bit slower than usual because we're at home resting. But whole foods will give us those nutrients, those vitamins, those minerals that will help us help boost our immune system and help us get well faster. These nutrients, like it says, will help our bodies heal, which is super awesome. All right, number 5, go to the doctor as needed. After a few days of rest at home, if we're still not feeling better, it may be time to go to the doctor, right? I don't think anybody likes to go to the doctor, but it can be really important. Sometimes we are able to heal from sickness like a cold on our own, right? So maybe not always, we don't always need a doctor, but other times we may need extra help from medications like an antibiotic, or we might need a medical professional to give us some advice on how to feel better. So don't be afraid to go to the doctor if your symptoms don't improve or if they worsen. This is super, super important, right? So our doctors, our nurse practitioners, our physician assistants, they are all there to help us. Yeah, Kiana, that's exactly right. You can ask your parents to take you to the doctor when you're sick. That's great. Super important. They're a great resource for when we're not feeling well. Number 6, we already talked about this because you guys are so smart, but you want to wash your hands frequently. Okay, why should we wash our hands frequently? What lives on our hands? Yeah, Mama Loa, go ahead.
Germs.
Yes, that's exactly right. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Germs. What else do we call germs? That word that starts with a B. Bacteria. Yes, bacteria. And they are bad. Yes, that's exactly right. Germs are bad, but yes, that's bacteria. That's exactly right. We want to wash our hands. Yes, Kyle, we want to use soap and water. Exactly. We want to wash our hands frequently when we're sick. Frequently just means more often, to get rid of the bad bacteria, right? This way we lessen the amount of bacteria in our body. So we get rid of some of those germs off of us. And we also lessen the chance that we spread it to another person. So if you think about it, we use our hands for almost everything we do, right? So if I have lots of bacteria on my hands, yeah, and then I go touch a doorknob, and then somebody else comes behind me and touches that doorknob, they now have that yucky bacteria on their hands. So we want to be washing our hands as frequently as possible. Yes, we want to use soap and water. Seth, yes, germs are invisible. They're actually microscopic, meaning we need a microscope to see them. And that is why they can be so dangerous. Does anyone remember how many steps there are to proper hand washing? We talked about it a few weeks back. Or want to take a guess at how many steps there are? If you weren't there for that helpful, you can guess too, but I think we definitely talked about it. How many steps are there to proper hand washing? How many steps? Yeah, Kailani. Kailani, would you like to answer? Go ahead. Is she frozen?
4.
4, very close. That's a great guess. There are actually 5 steps. So the last step to hand washing that we probably forgot about, because sometimes we're not as diligent about it, is actually drying our hands, right? So that's that 5th step. That's still super important. But thank you for that guess. That's awesome. All right, number 7 that some of you have already mentioned as well is to wear a mask as needed, right? So sometimes we need to go somewhere or be around others. We're not able to isolate at home. For example, if we go to the doctor's office or we go to the pharmacy to pick up medicine, we're going to be around others. That is inevitable. And when we are around others, especially when we're sick, we should wear a mask to help protect others from our germs, right? And also, we want to protect ourselves from other people's germs as well, because when we're sick, our immune systems are already working really hard. And this means that we can be a little bit more vulnerable to other germs. So we want to protect ourselves and protect others. Yes, you guys, looks great. So we do want to social distance. We want to stay far away from people when we're sick. That's exactly right. But this, when we're not able to, we want to wear a mask. All right, number 8, our final thing that we're going to talk about today is to be mindful of your mental health when you're not feeling well. Getting sick is no fun, and sometimes it can take our bodies some time to heal. During this time, we might not feel like ourselves. We might feel more fatigued than usual, more tired, less active. This can be really hard on our mental health, and feeling sick can be really isolating too, right? When we're sick, we're resting at home, so we're not getting to see our friends and family as much as usual. that can make it hard to be positive when we don't feel like ourselves, but it's really important to be mindful of our mental health. If we start to feel maybe a little bit negative or feel frustrated, we can use the tools in our toolkit. Does anyone remember some things we talked about in our summer series about ways that we can boost our mental health? What are some ways we can boost our mental health? Oops. What are some things we can do? Yeah, Mauna Loa, go ahead.
Like we can cool down,
You do what?
cool down.
You cool down?
Yeah,
Okay, that's great. Thank you for sharing.
you're welcome.
What can we do? Yes, Kyle, we can exercise. That's exactly right. Ian, yes, yoga and meditation. That's awesome. That's a perfect way to do it. There's lots of other things we can do. Can anyone think of any other things we can do? Yes, Gilbert, we can exercise. We can certainly exercise, and that is a great way to boost our mental health. But when we're sick, we might not feel like exercising, right? What maybe we can talk about it this way. What do you all like to do when you're sick, when you're resting at home? What do you do?
I like to play music.
You like to play music. That's great, Mauna Loa. That's a great way to boost your mental health. You could listen
Yep.
to music. What else can we do? How about, yeah, Gilbert, watch TV, play video games, right? We, of course, you guys are so right. We want to exercise as we are able, as we start to feel better. But sometimes when we're feeling really sick, we don't have the energy to exercise, and that's okay. We want to let our bodies rest, but instead we can listen to music, we can watch some TV, we can write stories, Kyle, awesome. We can, exactly, Kailani, we can relax, we can color. We can, let's see, we can read. I love to read when I'm not feeling well. We can do all of these things that can help boost our mental health. Super important, especially if you're not feeling well. It's really easy to neglect the mental health portion of it, but it is so important. We want strong bodies and strong minds. All right. Does anyone have any questions about today's health corner? Anyone? It's okay if not.
I have a question.
Yeah, Gilbert.
So, I have a question is, so how many minutes that we wash hands, how many seconds that we wash hands, to keep away from the germs?
I don't know, Gilbert. You tell me. We talked about it in Health Corner.
To wash at least 20 seconds.
Yes, at least 20 seconds. We want to be able to sing happy birthday 2 times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
perfect.
drink plenty of water and eat
Yeah.
lots of vegetables and stay healthy.
Yes, exactly, Gilbert. Those are all great
Yeah.
points. Thank you for sharing. All right. So for our healthy habit this week, we're still going to do all of our previous ones, or if you missed one by any chance, that's okay. Now's a perfect time to catch up. You can do it. You can add it to what we're doing this week. So this week, we're going to teach one person in your life about best practices to use for if you get sick. So something that you learned today from Health Corner, I want you guys to pick somebody in your life and teach it to them to help share the love and share the information. Super important. We want to build healthy communities. And come prepared to share it. Next week's Health Corner at the beginning, we're going to share. All right. So per usual, if you have any health questions, any Hali o Mali Ola ideas or questions, incentive questions or song requests, please email me. I love getting emails from you guys. Makes my whole day. And if you want to watch this presentation or any of our previous ones, go to our YouTube channel. Save YouTube as always. Our friend Jennifer uploads these sessions for us. And on Wednesday, we will work out at 3:30. I will see you then. And I will stop sharing. I'll stop recording and we can do talk story time.